Elizabeth, I don't really want to be here with you any more than you want to be here with me. But it's important. And frankly, I'd like to deal with the decent side of Elizabeth Sanders.
Not the revenge-crazed one. The woman who went to such extraordinary lengths to destroy your family.
I couldn't have put it better myself.
I have had, of course, an abundant amount of time to reflect on my mistakes. Did I go overboard in my rage? Yes, I admit that. Would I feel the same way if Patrick had gone undetected and I had managed to destroy the Asa Buchanan empire? Oh, I doubt that.
What's your point?
The decent Elizabeth Sanders, as you put it, you see, is still at war with my anger. Anger that's very difficult to overcome because I live in a cage surrounded by abusive and very angry individuals. People who've never had a chance in life. Not from the day they were born. Oh, yes, Clint. It's a very interesting sociological study to be made here. Well, no matter. I won't bore you any further. Just what is it you want?
I reckon that you have heard about the city of Eterna and about my wife being buried inside Lantana Mountain.
Yeah. With the man who was her lover when they were young. Oh, yes, indeed. It's one of the favorite stories in here among the inmates. Better than a TV miniseries. Tell me, the persistent rumor that Roger Gordon has a daughter that Vicky gave birth to, is that true? I can see that it is. My, Clint. You must feel that your adolescent affair with that dreadful woman, what was her name, Maria, has come back to haunt you.
Elizabeth, if we could get to the point.
You must excuse me for enjoying this so much. But do go on.
Well, those people who were trapped, while they were down there, Roger Gordon was exposed to a poison which he inhaled. And he is dying.
Yes, I know that. It was on television last night and in your newspaper this morning. Apparently the doctors are unable to find a cure.
Exactly, and that's why I'm here. Now, you hired some of the most brilliant chemists while you were running Sanders Chemical, and I'm hoping that you could give me the name of a scientist who could possibly come up with an antidote to the poison and save Roger's life.
Why, Clint, you should have asked me immediately. Of course I know a scientist who could help.
But that's wonderful. Who is he?
And I believe he resides in Landview Hills Cemetery.
I can't believe this is happening. I mean, I keep feeling like this is a terrible nightmare or something. Someone has just dropped on us.
No, that's the problem, Sarah. It is happening, and it isn't a nightmare.
Megan, he's slipping away from us. And there's nothing we can do. We're powerless.
No, that's the part I just can't believe.
Sarah, Megan, your father asleep?
Yes. He's accepting the fact that he's dying, Larry. He's in there talking about a will and what to give to whom.
Well, I'm sorry, but I do think those things have to be addressed.
Well, why can't you do anything to help him? It's 1989, Larry. Things go on every day that were unthinkable the day before. That poison was invented.
There's still components in there that we can't identify. I have no idea where they even came from.
Oh, great. So what are you going to do? Just sit by and make him comfortable and call us when it's time to bury him?
Look, Megan, Larry is doing everything that he can.
Well, obviously it's not enough. I knew that we should have brought Dad to a better hospital when he came down with this.
Believe me, if I thought it would have helped him, I would have moved him to a different facility.
Oh, yeah, that's what you say. That's what you say, but maybe you were a little bit too arrogant. What did you think? You were going to come up with a miracle?
All right,
and then be known as the miracle worker?
All right? I know you're frustrated, but don't take it out on Larry, all right?
My frustrations have to do with Larry, Sarah. A large part of them have to do with Larry.
Excuse me. I'll see you later.
No, Larry, you come back here. I am not done yet. you done now? No, I'm not done. Why shouldn't I be angry, Sarah? What if I'm right? What if more could be done for Dad?
Look, if I believed that, I would be tearing this place apart, all right? Megan, there is no conspiracy to kill our Dad. Unless you take into account Eterna and what our grandfather did. He's the one who's responsible for this, not the doctors and not the hospital.
He was willing to get his own son killed if he tried to escape out of Eterna. Well, great. That's what's happening years later. He's killing his own son with this madness called Eterna.
You're right, Elizabeth. Patrick is in Landview Hill Cemetery. The same cemetery as Dee Dee Buchanan. About Roger Gordon. He didn't have anything to do with Patrick's death. He didn't have anything to do with your being in here. None of those schemes. He had a fellow that has 2 daughters that love him very much. And he spends his time trying to save our planet, Elizabeth. Clean air, the ozone layer, and forests. Kind of like your granddaughter, Kate. Just another innocent victim who shouldn't have to suffer and die. Thanks for your time. I can see that you're going to get along very well with Roger Gordon dying.
Clint, just a minute. There is a scientist on Long Island in New York State. Her name is Nancy Bertram. She's one of the most brilliant scientists in the world. I tried to lure her to Sanders Chemical any number of times, but apparently she prefers working for a non-profit company. Perhaps she can help this Roger Gordon.
Thanks, Elizabeth. I'll be sure and tell everyone that you helped in this. Vicky especially could believe that you, that you did what you did.
But if her former lover is saved, I hope you don't live to regret it, Clint.
Oh, I won't. I won't, believe me. Thanks again.
Would you give your father a message for me?
Of course.
When I was arrested, my original intent was to commit suicide. Asa talked me out of it. He convinced me that I could withstand prison life just fine. Well, tell him for me, he was wrong.
Millionaire immigrants tomorrow on the Oprah Winfrey Show.
Long Island, New York?
Yeah, I called her and she agreed to meet me this evening.
It's great. Just hope it can help.
So do I. I talked to Larry before I came over here, and he said that Roger isn't getting any better.
Yeah, I know. Where did you get the name of this chemist?
Well, I thought of somebody who knows just about every great chemist in the world.
Who's that?
Does it matter?
Well, I don't know. If you don't want to tell me. Elizabeth Sanders?
I'm afraid so.
Well, it's good thinking on your part, because it's a good idea. I'm sure that Sarah and Meg and Vicky.
Well, she's still down in Texas. I doubt that she'll be back by this evening.
Well, I'm just glad you're putting all these efforts in, Clint.
Roger saved Vicky's life and Cord's and Dina's. I couldn't just sit around and watch. Anyway, I gotta get to the airport.
Yeah, Clint, Elizabeth, did she seem miserable at all?
She was feeling and looking pretty punished.
Not enough, though. It's never going to be enough, is it? Look, you better get going. You gotta help Roger. Oh,
Vicky, that's wonderful news that Dr. Simmons would be willing to volunteer. I just hope he has better luck than we have. No, Roger's not doing very well at all. He's... What? No, of course not. We're not giving up. But... Yeah, all right. I'll talk to you later. Yeah, hopefully one of us will have great news. All right, bye, Vicky. Megan, I was just talking to Vicky on the phone.
Yeah? What did she say?
Well, they found another toxicologist to help out.
But there's no guarantee that he can do any more than you or Dr. Elliott did, right?
Well, it's worth a try. Everything is worth a try right now.
Yeah, you're right. Listen, I'm sorry about the way I behaved earlier. Thank you for being so nice.
Oh, come on, forget it. Hey, as worried and as tired as you are, I'm surprised you haven't snapped before this. Come on, sir, come on, excuse me. Hey, Larry!
No, listen to me, this journal. Yes, here, look at this page, it's marked right here. These are all the elements we've been missing.
Well, then you can use this. You can save my father then, right?
I'm going to check with Dr. Elliott. Thanks, Max.
Max, thank you. Oh, my God. Thank you so much for saving my father.
Yeah, I'm glad, but let's not plan the party yet, okay?
No, this is a miracle. This is a sign that Roger Gordon still has a place on this earth. But how did you find that journal from Eterna?
Doesn't matter how I got it. That's all that counts.
Max, tell me the truth. Why aren't you in the courtroom right now?
There's no reason to be in court. The custody hearing's over. And I tell you, I lost.
You lost Al? How did Gabrielle win, given her record as a mother? She was in Eterna. Max, answer me. Did Gabrielle give you that journal?
Yes.
And it's not an accident that she didn't give it to you until today, is it?
Look, it's over. I'm glad I did it.
She blackmailed you.
Yes, she did.
Max, I love you for this, but you shouldn't have given up Al. Why didn't you go to the police?
What about... She just tell him I'm lying. Look, listen, it is all right. I got great visitation rights with Al, so he and I will be fine, and your father, he'll be fine. That's what's really important.
I take back all the nasty things that I said about you when you came back to town.
I won't stop you if you try. There's also, one word that you said I'd like to hear again that kind of just floated by.
Love?
Yeah.
When I said I loved you? It's true, Max. Even if you hadn't sacrificed yourself for my father, it would still be true. I've never stopped loving you. I just got bitter because I missed you.
And all this mess.
Yeah, it's another miracle of sorts. I know we're in public, but would you kiss me?
It's the best offer I've had all day.
And now, if you will excuse me, I'm going to go find Gabrielle and wring her disgusting little neck.
No, the pleasure is all mine. One day.
I am so filled with hatred for her right now. I can't believe that she was going to let my father die.
Don't. What goes around comes around, and that lady is facing a lot of bad news. Listen. We just concentrate on love and optimism and your father.
Well, I know that your sacrifice won't be for nothing, Max. That journal is going to save my father.
Come on, Stuart, say something.
Well, it's all here, Larry. But it's still a puzzle.
Why?
Well, look for yourself. I mean, the components are all listed. And we know far more than we did, but we still don't have an exact breakdown. We're gonna have to play with these toxins until we come up with a poison that is exactly like the one that's infecting Roger Gordon.
But that's going to take time, and Roger doesn't have a lot of time to spare.
Well, we're closer than we were. Look, I'm going to go down to the lab, get the staff moving on this. You coming?
Yeah, I just have to figure out a way to tell his daughters that we may not be able to save their father.